All right, folks, welcome back to our discussion of parts of speech. Specifically, though, I want us to focus on the noun-related parts of speech. Of course, in that, we're going to have a brief discussion of nouns, what nouns are. All right, nouns, as everybody will just rattle off a definition when it comes to nouns: person, place, or thing. All right, yes, a person, teacher, okay? That is a common noun. Proper noun would be my actual name, Mr. Murrin. Teacher, I am that. Mr. Murrin, I am also that. So both of those things are the names of what a person is. A place, the Woodlands High School. The place, your home. All right? You can think about street, that's a place. New York City, place. Houston, place. Seattle, place. Los Angeles, place. Rome, London, Milan, Istanbul, whatever. All right, any of those places are places, of course, so those are all nouns, okay? But a town is a common noun, and as I said before, Istanbul, that is a proper noun, for that is the actual name that that particular town goes by. I should say city. It's more than just a town. Anyway, we have thing, all right, and we have desk, we have wall, we have marker board, we have marker, we have hair, we have other things, and we have words that are distinctly attached to or associated with particular things. Now there's one more, and that's it's a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. All right, when we say idea, we mean things like hope. Hope is an idea. It's not something you can actually touch, like a thing, like a desk, or like the wall here, or this marker. But it's a concept that is in itself a thing, but not a tangible item. All right, hope, love, sorrow, pain. Okay, so those are person, place, things, or ideas. We have common nouns, those just regular names for those things, and we have proper nouns, those names they actually go by. Your name is a proper noun, but you are a student, right? That's the other common noun for you, right? So that, easy. Everybody knew that, I'm sure, before I started this. And then next we go to pronouns. All right, so pronouns, what they do is they replace a noun. And what I mean by they replace a noun, all right, folks, okay, my name is Jeff, all right, and so people do not have to say, well, Jeff drove up in Jeff's car, and Jeff grabbed Jeff's backpack, and Jeff entered Jeff's school, and Jeff walked then to Jeff's classroom. All right, they can establish the noun once. Jeff pulled up in his car, and he grabbed his backpack, and he walked into his school, and then walked into his room, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we can establish the noun that the pronoun then, from then on until a change comes, refers back to. Now, I bring this up because there is a specific word that I want you to get here, all right? There is a pronoun which replaces a noun, but the noun that has been replaced, the noun that has been replaced is called the antecedent, A-N-T-E-C-E-D-E-N-T, the antecedent. When I read your essays, I might put out there that there is a discrepancy between the pronoun and antecedent agreement. Pronouns and antecedents need to agree. For instance, they might need to agree in number. All right? And I'll explain what that means. First of all, I want us to look, though, at the word antecedent, because this goes back to some of the Latin that you looked at when you were in the 7th grade at McCullough Junior High School. Remember, you guys always had to look at what the teachers there, the 7th grade teachers, were always referred to as your Latin roots, okay? Even though they weren't all roots, there were also prefixes, there were suffixes, and not all of them were Latin. Some of them were Greek. In one case, you'll have the Latin aqua for water, but you might have the Greek hydro for also water, okay? Because English grabs so many things from other languages and sort of says, oh, you guys have that, I want that, and it takes it. It's kind of a bully language if you think about it. Anyway, it just takes things for its own. The word kiosk was just ripped straight from a Scandinavian language and just wedged right into our own because we just didn't have a word for it. They did. Here, we'll take it. Well, thank you very much. All right. But antecedent, this beginning right here, A-N-T-E, means before. All right. Think about when people play poker, they ante up. All right. It's that stuff that you throw in before the cards are dealt. It's the money that you put in, that the baseline for the bet is what you ante up. And so you're going to ante before the cards are dealt. All right. So that literally means before, the antebellum South. Perhaps you have discussed that in your history class. All right. It's the time before the Civil War. All right, seed. All right, you think about seed with, proceed, precede, reseed. All right, it's just, how does that thing precede it? Does it come before or go before? Is it the proceed, the thing that comes afterward? We proceeded on to that. So something happened, then afterward we proceeded on. Okay, pro, after, pre, before. All right. So this literally means the thing that comes before, or the thing that goes before. So it is the thing that goes before the pronoun. All right, that's how words work. Okay, so pronouns and antecedents need to agree. And what do I mean by that? All right, one thing that has become, I've had to let it go. It bothered me forever, but I just feel like I've lost the battle in the long run. All right? And that is there. Okay? Because people will say things like, each student should bring their book to class. Okay? For the old school grammarian in me, this drives me nuts. Each is individual. Each individual student needs to bring their book. See, this implies that every student has a single book and they all share it. To me, the old school way, it sounds more correct to say each student should bring his or her own book. That's the old school way. And there are a lot of, things with, gender assignments and things like that, which has really ramped up the switching of that to they, and that's standing for all. All right. And, that's something that it took me a while to give up because I just have that old school grammar gene deep within my DNA, all right? But pronouns should agree in number. We don't have, like if you've studied a Latin-based language like Spanish or French or Italian. I studied Italian whenever I took a semester abroad in Florence, Italy, and then studied it thereafter. Even Romanian, Portuguese, these Latin-based languages, a lot of those, and I guess Germanic languages as well, have nouns that are assigned a specific gender, all right? And you know, it's like la versus lay, okay, or something like that. But we don't really have that in English, okay? A desk is a desk. It's not like Madam Dish Towel or something like that, or, you know, good sir mop or anything like that. It's, you know, a mop is a mop, all right? So that's not as much of a struggle. But just so you know, pronouns and antecedents should agree with one another, all right? The last thing I want us to briefly discuss in this quick video are these suckers right here, prepositions. All right, prepositions. What the heck are prepositions? And a lot of times people will say, they tell place. And that is somewhat correct. You know, I can be beside the river, or I can be outside the classroom or inside the classroom. I can sit around the house, or whatever you, you know, however that goes. But that's not just it's not just about placement, because during is one as well. You know, I can get tired during my run. I can also, let's see, there's after, you know, after class, I like to go home and take a nap. All right, so after is also a preposition, which isn't necessarily discussing actual location. So, the reason I wanted this to be associated here and put under noun related is because a preposition, yes, this shows a relationship. Relationship between a noun and another part of a sentence. Okay? So it's not, don't just limit it to placement or something like that, but think of it as how something relates to something else. All right? Yes, we can think about placement. Where is this? That's placement. It's outside on the patio, okay? Outside or on the patio, okay? But when did this happen? You know, before school or after the movies or whatever. Those are also prepositions. So we're talking more about relationship, but I want you to notice something. Every time I've brought up a preposition, it has been followed by a noun, okay? Think about that famous song, "Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go." Let's look at that really quickly, all right? I'm going to erase this. Or as my Italian teacher would always say, "Can I cancel these?" All right. She was adorable. Anyway, over the river and through the woods. To grandmother's house. We go. All right, there we go. This is a preposition. Over, through, and to. Each one of these is a preposition. But I want you to notice something. Prepositions always have phrases. Because it's over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house. All right? So, I want you to notice that each prepositional phrase will end with a noun. And these nouns are known as the object of the preposition. Okay? Object. All right? And what is an object but a thing, right? So, noun, noun, noun. It's showing the relationship. We have to go over the river, okay? The relationship of us to the river. Well, over it, all right? Through the relationship where, how do we do it? We have to go through this woods. Our relationship, this is our destination, to Grandma's house. And really, the sentence itself, the subject and verb of this is just we go. Everything else is just additional information, okay? We, subject, go, verb. All of this other stuff is just giving us more context to fill out the idea, fill out the image in our mind. All right? So that's just a quick run through of noun-related parts of speech and how they work. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to send them along, and I will be meeting with you again here soon to discuss verb-related ones. All right? Until then, later on.